Oh, we're started.
Yay! Because we're recording this. We're not in the studio. We will be in the studio again. You need to give money to Resonance FM so we get back into the studio.
That's a great way to start. And how do we do that? And why do we do that? And when do we do that?
We do it because it's fundraising week. 1 week a year. The least we can do is make an effort to give money to Resonance. A lot of people think it's Resonance, like it's like a housing association.
No one thinks that. Resonance FM 104.4 FM and on digital.
Right, so it's you can give money to resonance.com. Or is it resonance.com? Is it resonancefm.com?
Let me check. You introduce the show, and I'm going to double check the fundraising details
anyway,
because that is the focus of what we're doing this week.
I mean, we're going to try to make it the focus. I don't know if I can focus for an entire half-an-hour program on this. And that's what this show is. It's a program with 2 M's. And a me. Remember, every program that we do has an ME in the
Well, there is a dedicated site for the fundraiser, and it's fundraiser.resonance.fm. Really important to go there.
That's a bit complicated.
Is that complicated?
I think there's probably, if we just go to the website, which is Resonance.
www.resonancefm.com/donate.
Yeah.
Or you can just navigate from the homepage.
Do you think any of our listeners know how to use the computer, really?
Yes, they do, Lewis.
I don't think they do.
Most of us who have jobs use a computer almost every moment of our working life.
Don't we have, I imagine our listeners are older people in their 50s.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Is that how you imagine your listener?
You know what, I've lost track of the younger people. I think the younger people realize that I'm yuck. And you, they just don't want to be associated with you destroying your life being associated with me.
So I should make this my last show with you after how many years?
15 years, 14 years.
15 years.
I don't know. We don't really keep track of how many years this thing is.
But that's how long we've been on resonancefm.com.
That's true.
And every year we do what?
Every year we get renewed.
Every year we get renewed. And what about the station?
The station needs money every year because it's community. It's
London's premier art radio station.
A lot of people listen to this and they think this is a big money operation, and it isn't. There's a few people. These Peter and Chris and
Ed.
I don't even know
the rest. All the engineers, and we were in the studio, were volunteers. The place is basically run by a huge core of. It's like a bit like the Army Corps of Engineers, except it's radio. And they're all volunteers.
No, it's not.
The program makers.
It's not like the Army Corps of Engineers. Where did that come from? You know nothing about the Army.
I was just thinking a big group of engineers, volunteer engineers, although they get paid too, so it's nothing like that.
It's not at all like that.
However, all the program makers, and there are many, do this why?
For the love.
For the love.
No, they do it for the attention. They're attention seekers.
For the kicks.
For the kicks. They want
the giggles.
Like us. We want to say we're on the radio. We want to reach out to somebody.
I know we've been saying that so long. But we do want to dedicate our show this week to what?
To fundraising.
To fundraising week. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what they're fundraising for in particular this year?
Well, I haven't been paying attention.
Okay, I'll tell you. Residents have to take up new digs, and now what do they have to do?
They have to take the digs. They got to put a studio in there, and it's a real studio.
Yeah, it just doesn't just happen.
With chairs. The last time I've seen
chairs, with chairs and other button pressing type of
desk, and it's got electrical outlets. It's got
things where you press a lot of buttons.
It's got big computers.
Yeah.
It's got computer room.
Yeah, like soundy things.
Right, and it's got to upload it into the internet.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on there.
Because we're on Mixcloud as well.
And digital.
Like,
how does all that stuff happen?
I wonder what these shows are going to sound like years from now. What about our early shows?
I know. Should we do, maybe we should do like a retro thing and listen to the first few?
Maybe they could repeat the first few. Oh my God, they were horrible.
Should we repeat the last 13 years?
We've
been through so much since then. We started the show. I was married. You were already divorced.
Right. So
I had a series of different jobs, and then I started my own company. What a journey.
I didn't even realize you were capable of working, Lisa Moyle.
Thank you, Lewis. I know that you're not capable of working.
We've found that out over the years.
Yeah, we could track your employment ideas over the years.
Ideas, but not employment.
No.
I think it's basically been the same thing.
You're at your most busy the last maybe year.
The last couple of months.
Yeah, you're most busy between your
Right.
doctor's appointments, your extra work, news,
No, that's not true.
the odd comedy show for a very focused audience. You've been busy.
Yes, but I was busier back in about 10 years ago when I was doing all those shows at the Source Below.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
When
those.
I was doing 3-4 shows a week of stand-up comedy.
Was that Free Until Famous?
Free Until Famous, also American Lewis Schaffer, Man of Misery.
Oh, yeah.
International Man of Misery.
International Man of Misery.
Just those kind of shows.
You have been on a journey. But the one constant there?
Resonance FM.
Resonance FM.
Is that what you were going to say? Were you going to say
That's exactly what I was going
to
say.
My unrequited love for you, Lisa Moyle.
I actually was going to say resonance because you appreciate the sound of your own voice much more than I know you'll ever appreciate me.
I actually don't.
ResonanceFM.com. What do you need to do? You need to sign up. Are they doing the auction this year? Usually they have these amazing things that they auction off.
Okay, so this is Nunhead. While you're looking for that, Lisa Moyle, it's Nunhead American Radio with Lewis Schaffer and Lisa Moyle. It's the only radio show for Americans living in Nunhead. We've basically forgotten about those people. Americans
we have.
living.
Maybe we can reconnect with them over the coming years.
We can maybe reach out for all the Americans. There's still a few living.
Can I just mention the target fundraising amount for this year for Resonance FM?
No, I'm going to tell you why.
Not from us.
No, from them. No, I'm going to tell you why I should never do that.
Why?
Because these are poor people listening to the radio station.
And you're
going to say that we have to collect £5 million?
It was actually £30,000.
Only £30,000.
Yeah, that's the fundraising.
And our listeners are complaining about that.
They've never complained to me.
You see what I just did?
What did you just do? Oh, you increased expectations and you brought it back right down to earth.
Yeah, that's a sales technique.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you all clever? How much do we want our listeners to give each one?
Which is less than £1,000 a week. Which is less than £1,000
Do you want them to give between 10 and 50 each?
Yeah, I think that's a
reasonable amount.
Yeah, I think 10 is there's no point in doing it for 10. And
you might as well go all in.
Well, you can give more money. Just give a check.
Care.
Say you're doing it for Lisa and Lewis.
And also,
we sound like an old-fashioned couple, Lisa and Lewis. Doesn't that sound like
if we think about radio and other forms of media, we've got to preserve this stuff for the community.
We don't have to preserve this stuff. We have to preserve this. Screw the others. We have to preserve the medium. We're not working on the medium. We're just working on Resonance FM and our place in it.
That's exactly what I said.
No, you were saying preserve the medium as if we've got to work for radio, you know.
Yes, we do.
Video killed the radio star.
Video killed the radio star.
Why do we care about radio? We don't
because
care.
We think it's a great thing that everyone has access to. You don't need to pay to subscribe.
Right.
You don't need a fancy digital radio. You don't need Wi-Fi. You can just turn on an old-fashioned thing, plug it in, and switch it on.
I'm against it. I'm not against this station.
You like a filter? You like a filter of high-cost access?
What does that mean?
Well, you don't want it to be accessible to everyone?
It is accessible.
You look confused.
It is accessible. They got the
internet. I'm saying even without the internet. You don't even need Wi-Fi.
But everybody has Wi-Fi. Everybody has the internet.
Oh, you're so ignorant. No, I'm not. Has the internet.
Well, I'm not interested in those people.
Some people just use their phones.
Well, you know something? You can listen to it on their phones over the internet.
Not everyone has, data.
Your old yentas in Peekskill, New York,
yes,
Lisa
my
Moyle.
Old yentas.
Maybe they don't have the internet, which I don't think that's true. They have the internet.
I'm just saying there are some households where digital access is an issue. And that was made very clear during the pandemic.
Are you saying that what are you saying about me, that I don't care about those guys? I'm not a snob. 90% of the people have it. And the rest
so you
of the
don't
people
care about 1 out of 10 people?
Are big losers. Yeah.
1 out of 10 people is a
are
loser.
Big fat losers. Sorry.
And what if they want to donate to the fundraiser?
They're a winner. Okay, so that doesn't sound very good when I talk like this.
No, it doesn't. But you're just a fool. You're an old man and a bit of a fool.
Well, do you know what they said about me, Lisa Moyle?
You're an old fool?
Well,
I ain't nobody's fool.
Yeah, that's my trope. My trope
you're an old fool?
Now, someone said about me that I'm too serious to be taken seriously.
Who said that?
A guy I know, Matthew Stannard, who was at my women's divorce rights dads group.
Your women's rights, divorce rights.
Not women's rights.
That's a very mixed agenda.
Not women's rights.
Oh. Isn't that funny?
Men's rights. Basically men's rights.
Uh-huh. Men don't have any rights.
Exactly, which we found out, which is why I'm no longer a member of that group.
Mm.
But he said that. It was quite prescient. Is that the right word?
Prescient.
No, it's not the right word. So we'll also change the name maybe to the Lewis and Lisa Show.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Lisa and Lewis show?
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe the Lisa and Lewis show.
Mm-hmm.
What sounds more caring?
Lisa and Lewis. I think women are perceived as more caring.
Yeah, they're perceived that way, obviously. Thanks for using that word, perceived, which means they're not. And this is the 13th of February, 2023. And this show was repeated on the 18th of February at 9:30 in the morning, which is a Saturday.
Nice slot.
And the first hour here...
You can give money then as well, by the way.
You don't give money then. You give money now. You stop what you're doing and you give money.
You tippy type resonancefm.com.
You're always being a little too generous with the people, saying, oh, you don't have the internet. Go get the internet.
Or you can use your data. You can use your data. Go to an internet. Go to like a coffee shop and use their internet.
Are you old enough to remember back in the day, Lisa Moyle?
The internet cafe?
No. That's something else.
The computer lab at school?
No. Back in the day when people used to say, 57 channels and nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
You remember that? They used to complain.
Isn't that in a song?
It's Bruce Springsteen. I remember when we had 5 channels and we lived in New York and we were so lucky to have all those channels.
And then they finished at 11 p.m.
Some of them finished. And I remember
when you used to fall asleep and you'd wake up to...
Yes, if they played the national anthem. And I remember when NBC did the Tonight Show, which was after the Johnny Carson show. Mm-hmm. So the Johnny Carson show was 11 to 1.
I don't know. I never watched it.
Anyway, so from 1 to 2 was the Tomorrow program with Tom Snyder. I used to love that program.
Is that news?
No. Is it news that I love that program?
Is it news and is it news?
What does that mean?
Like, was it a news program? And
no, it was an interview program. It was an interview program.
Well, like celebrities.
It was a national, they had John Lennon on. They had Sid Vicious. They had some amazing people on. And I remember when they said it was going to go when they were going to put that on, I was thinking, oh my God, it was late at night as it is. But now people are up, they're used to being up.
I know. Nobody even watches television anymore.
It's an interesting point that you made, Lisa Moyle, about is it news? Because on the other vehicle that I'm on, there's a big debate whether it's balanced or not because it is.
Yes, I know. I've been reading about it.
Yeah. And my point is...
Actually, it's just garbage. It's like Fox performative right-wing garbage.
It's not. I'm not.
Yeah, it is. It's throwing a bone to your type.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is.
It is.
Well, if it's...
They class themselves as entertainment, Fox. They said they're not a news program and as a defense in a lawsuit.
Well, that's what it should be. It should be, why should you be sued for saying stuff in that?
If you're portraying it as true?
Well, even if it's comedy.
There are rules around media and calling yourself news.
Have you noticed my lips, Lisa Moyle, are getting thinner and thinner?
Are they? Maybe you should get a little collagen in there.
You think so? Does it look that way?
I think your lips look all right.
I'm looking very fleshy. I didn't shave today. I didn't wash my hair.
Your hair's looking puffy.
And my nose is a bit bent.
Huh.
Do you notice that?
No.
Do you notice how it's bent?
No, are we taking time out to look at you on radio?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a bit. Sorry for the people who are listening to this. We're also recording this for YouTube as well. But so I know you don't like I'm on GB News. I'm sorry. Can I say that? Or am I promoting somebody else's show?
I don't know.
But
no,
I don't.
Definitely don't give money to them. Give money to Resonance FM.
Do you think I'm a right-wing person?
I used to not think that. I used to think you were just weird and what's that word? Oppositional. But I think you're increasingly more comfortable in their camp.
In their camp, but am I right-wing myself? I'm comfortable in their camp. I'm comfortable in your camp, Lisa Moyle.
Why do you have to turn everything into sounding dirty?
Because it is dirty. because when a man and a woman are this close together for this length of time,
there's got to be some camping.
I think we've built up a
rapport.
More than a rapport. I'm saying there's been frisson.
There's not been frisson, although that's one of my favorite words.
There's this sexual tension. Do you think you
were like Ross and what's her name?
Oh, in Friends.
Rachel.
I never saw that program, but is that a symbol?
Where were you?
I missed the 90s.
Where were you in the 90s?
I was doing my own thing in the 90s. First half was I was depressed, and the second half I was doing.
So 90 to 95, you were depressed.
Something happened.
Why didn't you take some medication?
There were certain times in my life that I missed all entertainment.
Okay.
Which was the 90s.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch any TV.
Right. Not Melrose Place.
No.
Not Friends.
No. Name every single one. I probably didn't watch.
Not 90210.
No. No.
Oh.
I mean, just like I remember when Sesame Street came out.
Wow. What year did that come out?
1970, 71,
Wow.
72 or something.
Wow.
And I was
love
like,
Sesame Street.
Well, you do because you were that age, because
Love
you're so
that.
young. But I was already 12 or 13 or 14.
Oh my God, you were too old for Sesame Street.
I was too old for Sesame Street. What's the other one? The other one, Scooby-Doo.
What year did that come out? What about the Electric Company?
I just like the music.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman.
Was that Morgan Freeman in that? I don't. Even then, I was into that stuff.
The Electric Company.
So
what about Schoolhouse Rock?
Missed that as well.
Oh, such good stuff.
Yeah, so and there are things that you've missed too. They're gonna come to you, and they're gonna miss this stuff.
Okay. I didn't miss all of the 90s. I can't look back and say I missed an entire... I mean, I guess if you look at it that way, I missed a lot of the first decade of the 2000s because I had 4 young kids. Yeah. And I never watched anything more than 5 minutes before falling asleep.
But you know what the kids were watching.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about adult programming.
Yeah. And we were in a foreign country.
We were in a foreign country.
So we're not going to watch those programs.
No, my God.
Have you ever watched EastEnders?
I have watched an episode or two, but no, I've never watched like any of them. The hospital one, Coronation Street.
Yeah,
it's just not my thing.
Because they're bleak.
They're bleak, and I think and I'm not saying this to be mean.
Yes, be mean, because I'm going to say it.
Very low rent, like low budget. You know what I mean? You watch them, and it looks almost like a bunch of students got together and said, "Let's make a soap opera."
I wasn't thinking that, but yeah, that's a good point. It was bleak. It was also so unaspirational. Those were Americans. It looks like they didn't have enough lighting on the
that's what I mean. The whole thing is very low rent.
Yeah.
It really looks like
there were shadows under the people's faces.
You know how, like, when you see shows maybe that are made in a lower income country,
right?
And like maybe the production values aren't the same, fair enough. But, I mean, this is Britain. Buy some good cameras.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, build a set.
I think it has changed a lot. I want to give them credit.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not saying it's
period dramas. My God, they go all out.
They go because I think there's a market around the world for it. They sell it.
Amazing. I mean, like, it's beautiful.
But do you remember Thunderbirds?
Yeah, I never watched it, but yes, I have. Like, I feel like I've seen it because when people show clips and you hear about it so much, I almost feel like I have seen it, even though I haven't.
Right, but Thunderbirds, I remember when that came on the air, I thought that was filmed in like Romania by the communists.
Yeah, it's got that stuff has that vibe. Or like early Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Do you remember Toxic Avengers? Did you ever watch?
I've never watched Doctor Who either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that I have watched with the kids. Remember the Toxic Avenger films, like where you'd look and it would be like their laser sword would be like a ski pole with tape on the end of it. No. It always had that kind of vibe.
It had that vibe, but things have changed. Britain is now Britain is only 60% of the value of America. It used to be a lot lower. Now it's come up to 60%.
And also they're nailing it in the entertainment biz.
Well, look at Lewis Schaffer. He had 3 days. He had 3 days of filming. I hope this camera's not...
Excuse me. 3 days of filming. That's true. How was that?
It was cold again. We're outside. It was quite
You sound almost like you're complaining.
I wasn't. I'm trying not to complain.
Is this like when you're still the baker guy?
I'm still the bakery guy.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
still no lines?
But not only no lines, is because the camera angle was another direction. I'm the only person in this seat. I actually have a part, in a way, where I'm not part of the mass of extras.
Oh, right. You got to stand alone almost.
I am standing alone in a kind of a little hatch in a part of the square, right? Where someday maybe the camera's going to come after me.
Someday. Like someday. You're going to be standing out there for the next 6 weeks.
And the camera's going to come by and it's going to look at me. But in the meantime...
They're going to love you.
I just wanted to look at me. You're talking about loving.
And that alone is worth donating money to Resonance FM.
To Resonance FM to keep Lewis Schaffer. Right?
Yeah.
Keep on going.
/fundraising.
Keep on going.
So you can listen to this show and other equally or better shows on Resonance FM.
Well, let's hope they're better than that.
What a diverse range of programs and programmers they have, though, right? Like, we know that from just from being around at the parties and meeting other people at the station.
Well, I think this program has morphed into something even weirder than it was before.
Really?
Yeah. I think before it was like Americans living in Nunhead.
That was it. That's what it was called.
Right, and that's quite
Quirky,
weird.
quirky, niche, one might say.
Right, but now it's just two middle-aged Americans.
I know. Right, how weird is that?
How weird is that, really?
We could be talking about our IRAs or our...
Well, we have spoken about our
ISAs.
IRAs. Didn't you mention that?
I think I did.
We did. Yeah, we did speak about it. Yeah, that is cool. We should be doing that. Anyway, so this is, I said the date. So the first half hour, we're here on Resonance FM, which is why you have to give money, because we're using them. They're using us. But in order for you to use them, you've got to participate a little bit, which is give money. And how much did you say was the proper amount, £50?
Well, there is no proper amount. I mean, if someone out there who has the extra cash who wants to donate all of the £30,000 needed to refurb the radio station, I say go ahead.
Yeah.
However, no contribution too small.
Right, exactly. And if somebody...
I say kick in at £10 because otherwise, like the admin fees and everything else.
Oh, for them to do it.
Yeah, it's always like a transaction fee, whoever you use, right?
It is, and it's work for them to put it in there, but then they get you the name, and if you give £10...
give the money.
Give them money, okay. And so the second half...
I mean, it's once a year we do the fundraiser.
Second half, we're going to be on YouTube, so...
You can still give money. We should probably cut and paste the link into the chat.
We will. We'll put, it'll be down below. They always go up there. I haven't figured out how to do this stuff. I mean, obviously...
You're just not that smart.
No, you know something? I'm not that smart, Lisa Moyle.
You think because we're getting older, you're going to lose your technology touch?
Well, I never really had a big one, but I had more than I do now. But you are right. I think I've lost. I'm very afraid. I don't feel as smart as I.
You got to keep in it. You got to stay in the mix.
Not only that, it could be because of my high blood pressure.
That stops you from adequately using technology?
Yes, because supposedly the blood vessels get broken by the high blood, and I don't know whether this is true or not. Anyway, so give money. The money will not go to Lewis Schaffer or Lisa Moyle. Nothing. Won't go to Laura Synthesis out there, or Shawnee.
Or any other program maker.
It won't go. It'll only go to making Resonance survive.
The greatest radio station in the world, it's been called.
Has it been called that? Yeah.
Yes,
the Guardian said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Guardian is horrible, but I think most of our listeners are probably Guardian. They don't read the Guardian. No one reads the Guardian anymore, but they used to.
They read it online.
No, circulation is way down.
No, but they read it online.
Well, I read the Guardian online, too. I read the Daily Mail too.
I don't read the Daily Mail.
Anyway, so let me introduce myself. So this is, we're going to discuss, I went to the doctor on
you go to the doctor every week.
I know, it's amazing.
Is there actually something to say today other than you have another? Okay, good.
Yeah, I had a sonogram on my carotid artery.
Ooh, how did it look?
Well, I had to ask the guy how it looked, and the impression and he also did my kidneys, which are down here.
I know where the kidneys
They basically did the same thing with the when you had the babies. Did they have that technology back then?
The scan?
The scan, right.
And she had a 3D scan with the last one.
Oh, you did.
Anyway, so the guy couldn't tell you anything. So you couldn't tell us he had a little smile on his face. He was looking nervous.
He did tell me something.
Oh, what did he tell you?
He said to me that my carotid artery, which I think there's one going. Are there two going?
I don't know. I never heard of that before.
Anyway, yeah. CAROTID. It is 0.84 or was 0.84.
Is that a size?
That's a size.
Is that good?
That's not that bad, I don't think.
Why, is it meant to be bigger or smaller?
I don't know. I forgot.
So you don't really know very much.
No, I don't. But the audience is going to know. They're going to say, oh, well, it's one of my...
How are they going to know? Is our audience a list group of medical professionals?
The last time I remember when I first we spoke with the diabetes, people got back to me and they said, you're right, Lewis, diabetes, type 2 diabetes is a major issue.
But that doesn't make them medical professionals.
And some of them are medical. What does that mean, doesn't make them? Just because you're not a medical...
Well, anyone could go, but everyone knows that diabetes is not good.
No, but people...
That's like someone saying, I know you had a heart attack, it's not good. Wow, where did you get that expertise from?
See, you are, what do they call that, a credentialist? You're a person who believes in shit. Sorry.
Stuff. I believe that people study.
Am I going to have to cut that out?
You could too.
It's late in the program. I'm not going to cut it out.
Give extra money now because probably someone's going to have to pay for a complaint. So the total fundraising target just went up to £35,000.
You know what? I'm going to have to cut that out. I'll cut that out. Okay. Anyway.
You still give money anyway.
I mean, why do people care nowadays? Honestly.
I don't know, because there's rules. This is what you have to accept. There are rules to print. There's rules to all kinds of broadcasting.
No, what it is, it's state control is what it is. Anyway, so it's 0.84, and it went up to 1.15. So it went up about 20.
Went up from when?
It went up about 30.
When?
0.30.
When?
From 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
According to him, he says it's not a concern. It's not a concern.
But we don't know if big or small is better.
We don't know. I mean, obviously, it's not better because he would have said, Lewis, it's the size of a part of the artery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gone up. But now he said it wasn't a major problem. We'll find out. That's not a letter from my doctor. It has to go through my doctor. He just said this to me, and I am not taking what he said seriously because he doesn't want to be taken seriously because he's just a guy.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't want to get in trouble.
He doesn't want to get in trouble. And but then they did my kidneys, and they checked for blockages going into my kidneys, which can be caused by high cholesterol and arteriosclerosis in the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And he said that he found no stenosis, no blockage.
So that's good.
That's good. That's really good.
So it was a good week.
It was
you were a baker. You got the all clear on the kidneys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the all clear on the kidneys. I mean, we'll see. Not in the kidneys, the leading to the kidneys.
Uh-huh.
The kidneys.
The entranceway to the kidneys.
The entryway is taking the stuff in. And then Rose told me.
Your fiance, kind of?
Yeah. My fiance.
Are we calling her that now?
I don't want.
Does she know that we're calling her that?
No, that's what I don't want to do. No,
okay.
she's not saying. She didn't say keep it a secret.
But she also didn't say talk about it on the radio.
Tell everybody. She hasn't. Right? No, yeah.
Yeah. She didn't specifically say don't talk about it.
I think she likes the idea that it's happening. When she gets back, I think she'll come to her senses.
You're gonna buy like a ring?
I think I might to make her. Yeah.
Oh, you have changed.
Make her happy. Make a girl happy.
Make a girl happy. There you go. You have changed.
Yeah. So,
give money.
Give money to
residents. We really only have a short time left. Just say give money.
Yeah, well, that's all we do. We have a short time left to give.
Because this is the fundraising week special, and that's really what we need to do.
In the fundraising.
ResonanceFM.com.
Resonance, not residents like Residents Association.
Like
Resonance, it resonates. Like the world is vibrating with our presence.
Right. Oh,
basically.
Yeah. Resonance FM.
It's resonating. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to say thank you to the people working at Resonance, and then we're going to go.
They do a great job.
They do an amazing job.
Yeah.
They've left us alone.
Once a year, they ask you to dig into your pocket.
And that's what we're asking you to do. Thank you, Laura. And this is, I'll mention her again. Thank you to Trinidad and Tobago, Patricia, the nation. To hell with Canada. I don't even remember what the whole thing with Canada was. And go right now to resonancefm.com and donate some money. Okay? This has been our best show ever. Anything else we need to say, Lisa Moyle, about today's show before we...
Not really. Let's hit that target. Oh, but what about our fundraiser?
Oh, our fundraiser. Our fundraiser
it's not this week.
Is not this week. It's on a week Thursday. So it's on the 23rd of February.
Cool.
And we've got some huge acts. I can't mention any of the acts. And it's at the Ivy House, and it's only £10, but you can give more money once you're there.
Exactly. For Resonance.
Because Lisa Moyle is there, and she's like brutal when it comes to getting money from people.
I enjoy fundraising.
You enjoy asking money. You're like...
You're going to say something obnoxious?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you end the show before you do?
Okay, we're going to end the show before I do. Okay. We said everything. Okay, now we're back. You want
to post the link in the chat?
I'm not going to post it right this second.
All right.
I
like to do stuff in real time.
I know, we're doing it in real time, but we're not
it doesn't matter because we're recording.
We're recording this. We've got another 20 minutes. I mean, this is always the hard part for the people who are watching this. It's like after the show. It's like after sex or something. It's like I'm exhausted. Because I
thought you were exhausted before.
I'm not exhausted anymore.
Oh, right, because you used to be just, I'm too tired for sex, I'm too tired for life, I'm too tired for this.
I am too tired for sex. With the
Good thing Rose is far away.
I'm with the right person. I'd always have.
You'd make that.
No, I'm not tired anymore. Do I seem tired?
Not as much as you used to. You're like the same level of whingy, I would say.
Right, but you don't see me like, I'm
no, like when you used to come to my house, take a magazine and go fall asleep on the sofa.
Well, those were different times also. Mm-hmm. Those were times we had kids.
I know, but I love the fact that you slept and I stayed up and cooked.
Well, you didn't have to cook.
You came for lunch. You used to come over for lunch, take a magazine, fall asleep. Then I would be finished making lunch. You'd get up and complain that I wasn't paying enough attention to one of the 4 kids.
Right, I thought you were a bad mother.
And then you would sit down and eat something and go home.
Well, first of all, what was our diet back then? What were you cooking? I miss that. I miss the things that I used to eat.
I don't remember.
I'll tell you what I used to eat.
What did you used to eat?
What they call in this country spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big fan of spaghetti bolognese.
Which is big, huge bowls of pasta.
Yeah. You used to make that a lot, and you used to put sugar on your broccoli, which I always thought was really weird.
I just coated it with sugar. It wasn't a lot of sugar. It was very low sugar. It wasn't as sugary as sugar. It was enough just to make the kids eat it. The kids ate it, and then they got used to eating broccoli, and I basically convinced them to eat toxins, which is what broccoli is. It's got sulforaphane in it, oxalates maybe, lectins, all these plants.
Well, we love broccoli without sugar in my house.
They do. My kids used to eat it without sugar too.
Do they follow you? I know Carnegie follows your weird diet, right?
He doesn't follow it.
Oh, he doesn't? I thought you said he did.
No, when he's here, he doesn't feel the need. He doesn't eat generally the things that he used to eat. He's quite happy to eat eggs and steak.
No veggies.
No veggies here because there is no veggies here. I don't have it. He bought some Rice Krispies, a box. Occasionally I'll buy a box of Rice Krispies or Weetabix. And then I'll eat that entire thing. And and then like the other day I ate half a box of Rice Krispies.
Did you? Do you remember when we were here for your birthday and you threw that cheesecake in the garbage, and then after I left, Rose told me you went outside and dug it out and ate it?
That's not true. That's not true.
You're laughing like it's true.
Well, there was another thing that one of the funniest things that I've ever done, and Rose has ever done, is we were celebrating a birthday somewhere in I think in Wales or something, in a hotel, and she made me go downstairs to get a piece of cake. Right?
For her.
For her or me, I don't remember what happened. The cake.
She made you go downstairs to get a piece of cake for yourself?
Because it was a birthday. Maybe it was a birthday for her or for either person. And we got back upstairs and we had half the cake. And I said, "This is too much. I'm taking the cake and throwing the cake in the toilet."
Oh.
I'm throwing the cake in the toilet because I don't want to. I don't want to eat.
What, you bought a whole cake or a piece of cake?
No, it was a piece of cake. But
did you throw it in the toilet?
Well, so I go into the bathroom and Rose says, "Wouldn't it be funny if you came out with cake on your mouth?"
And you were pretending you're putting it in the toilet.
Right. And just at that moment, I came out with cake on my mouth.
Because you had already done that.
I had already done that. So it was great minds think alike.
Oh, now you're getting married.
Now we're getting married. So that's the kind of woman that I'm marrying. We're the same thing. That doesn't mean she's not a horrible person.
No, but there's not many people who would be on your wavelength.
She could see what the joke. Yeah, she could see where I was heading with that joke and where the joke would be. But that was the.
I mean, personally, I like the image of you digging the cheesecake out of the bin better.
Oh, I've done stuff like that.
Rose told me you did that.
I didn't do that.
We were here, me, her, Blanche. We were celebrating one of your birthdays. Don't you remember?
I took it outside. How could I take it out of the bin?
I don't know.
What, did I take it outside?
You said I'm taking it out and putting it in the bin.
I did put it in the bin. Maybe I didn't. I mean, I've done things like that. I don't. That's why I don't throw things away in my small little bin, because I might be tempted to take it. I have to go outside and throw it down the chute. I do that all the time. I throw food away because it's too addictive.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Even little stuff like like corn. As a treat, I'll buy corn kernels. This is how desperate I am.
What, like popcorn kernels?
No, like...
Oh, like a tin, Jolly Green Giant.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
For £1.20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm mentioning £1.20 because someday it's going to be £3, and you'll say, "Wow, things were so low before inflation."
I'm already doing that every time I go into the co-op.
I know, you're picturing that.
Butter, £5.
Is butter £5?
Like a big tub thing, yeah.
Yeah,
£5.
It's not butter that you're having.
Yeah, it's butter.
No, it's not. You have flour or something. It's half.
No, I don't like flour. Why are we even having? It's butter.
Is it 100% butter?
I think it has something in it because the kids like the spreadable stuff.
Yes, exactly. It's made with trans fat, really bad for you.
No, but it's butter.
It's not butter.
Yeah.
What makes it spreadable is that they add a certain kind. They add what you call it, sunflower oil or
whatever
or canola oil.
£5.
Well, you do. I mean,
even like regular butter, I prefer regular, hard butter.
Right. Yeah. Are you sure it's real butter? Because you gotta watch everything.
Irish,
no, you're saying
blah,
that.
blah, blah.
Oh, you mean Kerrygold, that kind of stuff.
Hard.
Yeah,
kind.
yeah, that's what I use.
Or like the Cornish, whatever that's called.
But it's still way less money than it is in America.
£3.50.
Yeah.
Is butter expensive in America?
From what I've heard, Kerrygold is like considered gold.
But what about Land O'Lakes? Good old Land O'Lakes.
People, the people like me, the food nutties, they want to have grass-fed butter.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, in this country, it's grass-fed most of the year. They do feed it for maybe a month or two with corn, but they don't put it on the label.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone thinks it's 100% grass-fed when it's just 90% grass-fed.
I was just talking about butter.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So you bought yourself a can of corn as a treat.
I buy it as a treat, and I'll have half of it because I'm trying to be in keto. How's my breath, Lisa Moyle?
I don't like to smell people's breath.
Okay.
And plus, I've had this cold, and something's gone. My sense of smell is gone again.
Well, yeah. Like you could be on a high carb diet. A high carb diet can do that. I mean, I know somebody else. I don't want to mention any health problems.
Okay.
I mean, because speaking about health problems, I did a show the other night.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Last night up in Ali Pali.
Oh, how was that?
Well, it's a small show, and they're my people. They're my people.
Yeah, so they're quite receptive.
Well, they're very open, and a lot of them know me from the TV already. Mm-hmm. And so they liked you? Well, it was all right, actually. Did
you actually do any material, or did you stand up there and go, masks, ha, 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 COVID,
No, I tried to make jokes out of things. I'm pretty funny. I don't remember any of the... Let me fix my hair. Mm-hmm. I don't remember any of the jokes that I've been doing. Mm-hmm. But I spoke for about an hour off the top of my head.
Oh, so you didn't bother writing any material?
No.
Is this a new approach?
No, it's a lazy person approach. I'm thinking to myself, these people are good enough to listen to this stuff.
See, this is why you should have kept doing the Fringe, because that actually forced you to write some stuff. There's no one forcing you to write stuff.
Yeah, no, I wrote stuff at the Fringe, and on the way, I used to write my show on the way coming down from the Fringe. The Fringe is in Edinburgh as a type of stuff, 23 days. But as I was just vamping it, I didn't have sometimes around I have things to say. I opened up to the audience. And I told these complete strangers about my erectile problems, the problems that I have down there. Mm-hmm.
I wish I wasn't listening to this right now.
You know what? There was a couple of people. They looked
Give money to Residence FM. ResidenceFM.com.
It just shows I have no boundaries.
Uh-huh.
And the people didn't want to hear it.
No, so that made you want to say it even more.
No, I just said, well, we're talking as friends. I just get too comfortable too soon. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's one of my traits that I have? As I just
overshare?
Yeah, overshare because I feel like you're best buddy, and then you.
No, I think you overshare because you don't have a filter. No one feels special because you're telling them about their erectile dysfunction.
It's not about erectile. It's the other kind of problem that I have, which I'm not going to say.
Okay, thank God.
You don't need to know that, but it's not the erectile. I'm rock hard.
Give money to Resonance.
I'm rock hard. Give money to
Resonance. Married.
I'm getting married. I need all the help that I can get. Anyway, so tonight, here's more of the Lewis Schaffer's calendar, which is tonight I'm going on GB News on headliners. Uh-huh. Yeah.
They have you on a lot.
They don't have me on a lot.
They have you on almost every week, it feels like.
Once a week, maybe they have me on. Twice a week.
Once every other
week. Of course they pay me well. They totally pay me well. because I don't deserve to be paid. So anything is a lot of money. Anything. And it's really good fun. Mm-hmm. And eventually they're going to kick me off. They're kicking off John Oliver. They're calling him an anti-Semite.
John Oliver?
Neil Oliver.
Oh, gosh. I thought you meant John Oliver.
No, John Oliver, they'll never kick off.
News.
He's basically been captured by the American woke. Mm-hmm. Lovely guy. Mm-hmm. Just play football with him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you fibbing about this?
No, we played comedies football. His partner was Andy Zaltzman.
John Oliver. He's married to a woman who's like in the Army or Navy or something.
John Oliver in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was in America before he went over there.
You mean it was in England?
Yes, we played football together here in England at Crystal Palace with the Canadian
right.
football.
Oh, I didn't know he played with that team.
It wasn't a team.
Well, you know, that get-together. The one that you were evicted from.
Yeah. Well, he went out with Izzy Sudi. You know Izzy Sudi?
Mm-mm.
Exactly. Izzy Sudi was this really pretty comedian who he was very funny. And he was like, he wasn't amounting to much. Mm-hmm. And she dumped him.
Poor choice, Izzy.
Yes, we make poor choices.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sometimes we don't know the potential of the person that we're with.
Did I ever tell you that?
Or maybe she just didn't find him attractive.
Well, it's very hard to find a man who's not a success attractive.
Who is a success, you mean?
Who's
not a success.
And then he went to America and became a huge success.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And he is brilliant, but he's politically wrong, I think.
He's so correct on every level. And what I love about him is he actually does his research. He actually goes out and knows what he's talking about.
Oh, you know what? It's very easy for these English people to do that because they're so smart and they're very well educated. So it's not. You
have a degree from one of the most expensive private universities in America.
I do. I think it is. Maybe it was one of the top 5 at least.
Money well spent.
I know, well spent. But I mean, we didn't learn anything. That's not the point. The point. Some universities actually learn stuff. But with this show, I would say this show, Lisa,
Lewis,
is balanced. Mm-hmm. Would you say it's politically balanced?
Between you and I, between you and me.
Is it you and me?
It is you and me.
Yeah, go on. Is it you and me or you and I?
It's you and me. Yeah.
How can it be well balanced when I'm imbalanced?
Well, nobody said we're measuring sanity or...
Are we mentioning political viewpoints?
We disagree on everything. So therefore, there must be some balance.
Right. So do you disagree with me because I say what I say, or do I disagree with you because you say what you say? How does it
We disagree with each other. I think you're wrong on almost everything.
Okay, I'll give you a point where we agree. Is the sky mostly blue? Mostly.
I think so.
Mostly blue.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's...
Building bridges.
Well, so they've accused John Oliver of some kind of anti-Semitism.
It's not John Oliver.
Neil Oliver. Sorry.
I don't even know. I don't know who he is.
You know the coast guy. The guy on the coast, the little Scottish guy with long hair who went around the coast and says, here at the banks of Loch. Something.
No? When did he do that? Just on his own?
No, there was that program, The Coast.
Oh no, I never saw it. Sorry.
You never saw that program? It was fantastic.
No.
I would say it was on PBS, but I don't know what program it was.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched it.
Maybe...
So he's on that show because he's a right-wing loon?
No, not anymore. I mean, no, he just came out and questioned the same way Mark Stein.
Who's that?
He's another guy. You don't know these people.
No.
Mark Stein's like absolutely brilliant. Where Mark Stein questioned climate change.
Mm-hmm. Where did he crawl out of? Give money to resonance.
He's Canadian. He's he's one of my most amazing people. Mm-hmm. And so there's issues. Basically, we have a state.
When you say
we as British people who are on TV or the radio have a state censor. There's actually censorship in this country. Not like just please do something. They actually can close down a station if they don't like what you're saying, and they dictate that we have. They say balance.
That's the rules, though. Those
are
the
rules of the censor. But why should we listen to the censor?
Because every station has to follow the same rules.
But why? Why is there a censor? We live in a free country.
Well, then go on they can put their show on the internet. Why don't they just put it on the internet and take it off of a station? Then they won't have to.
That's probably what's going to happen. Well, you look at what's happening in America. Look at some of these programs get way more listeners than the mainstream things.
Well, then let them go off into there.
Do you know that the number one program on cable is the Gutfeld program?
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. It's not any of those. It's not CNBC, CNN.
Well, then it
MSNBC.
seems to me that they're not being shut down. They're just being taken off licensed broadcasting.
You know what? That's a question that I've raised.
So
That's a question that I've
very difficult
raised.
to make the case they're not being heard by what you just said.
So why don't you, if you're listening to this, explain to me why GB News can't go somewhere else?
Well, why don't you ask them when you go in there tonight?
I'm going to ask them. Why? I'm going to ask them.
Maybe because they invested a lot of money in being a station. I guess there's a lot involved in it.
Well, you know what I think it is? It's because there's Freeview, right? There's all those channels on Freeview, which I think they're also licensed. It used to be the BBC, BBC Two, ITV, or whatever those, C4, C5, whatever those were, right? And then they had Freeview, or you had the digital channels, which now there are hundreds of them.
Yeah, so there's a place for every lunatic on the web.
No, but it's not, because those channels
You just
are
said
also...
this crazy person has a huge following. So you just made the case that they're not being prevented.
No, he doesn't. No, I'm talking about the ones in this country. In this country, where...
I just don't understand what the point is you're trying to make. Licensed broadcasters all have to follow the same rules. So
and
you seem upset that they have to follow the rules. So therefore...
Not the same rules, the same state-supported, state-belief, horrible system.
It's not a horrible system.
I think it is.
By saying something has to be balanced, I think it's fair. When a license you as a broadcaster, you have responsibilities in return. It'd be different if they were saying to them, you have to say this.
What does that mean? Different. What does that mean, balance?
Like, you have to read out this state-sponsored message. Right. Should we wrap it up in a sec?
No.
Because one of us has to.
No. You kill the show because we've got stuff we got to get through. We were having such a good time.
We were, but we're at our 20 minutes.
We're not at 20 minutes.
Yeah, we are.
We're 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We're at 47. We're gonna go to 55 minutes.
Okay.
To keep every show the exact same.
Okay.
Or do you don't think it should? Should it be only 45 minutes?
But you told me we were doing 20 minutes on YouTube.
No, so 30 minutes. No, that was the last time because it was just at least 20 minutes. We want to give them a little bit more content. I mean, you basically it was a buzzkill, Lisa, what you just did just now.
I'm good at that.
You are good at that.
What's coming up next week, by the way?
Well, what's coming up next week is Lisa's birthday's on Wednesday.
Oh, it is.
How old is Lisa going to be? 41.
She's going to be old enough to know better.
She's old enough to hang out with Lewis Schaffer.
Too old to hang out with
Are you doing anything? Do you still have a boyfriend or no?
Yes, I'm seeing someone.
Oh, are you really? Tinder is not the same thing. You're seeing somebody.
I've been seeing the same person for a while, but I'm not seeing him on my birthday. I'm hanging out with my kids.
Oh, well, there you go. And that's sending a message to him. All right, fine. You want to do that. Okay. You're hanging out with your kids. She's got kids. So that's that. Thursday is Paul Yu's Chinese Elvis. Maybe we'll go to that.
Shall we go? Can we go?
See if we can wangle. We may not be able to wangle free tickets because it's
You can wangle. You saved his life.
How did I save his life? Oh, yeah, with his diabetes. And on the 18th...
Isn't that Elvis and ABBA? The double whammy?
Yeah, it's Elvis and ABBA.
Come on, we gotta go.
We can't go. It's so they've oversold.
Message him.
I'm not.
So you'll help him with something.
All right, we'll see.
Tell him it's for my birthday.
Yeah, I could do that, but then you're gonna have to throw me a bone, Lisa Moyle, for taking you to see ABBA.
I'm going with you. Isn't that the bone?
Yeah. Also on the 19th, which is a Monday, I think. No, 19th is Sunday. Is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Is the Resident's main fundraiser.
Oh, fun. Are we going to that?
No, we're not going to go to that because I'm not on the show. People are going to say, why aren't you on the show, Lewis?
So you just feel too,
It's a bit awkward.
Too awkward for you to go?
And one I take.
Is it at the Bloomsbury still, or has it moved?
I don't know. Maybe you could go check. Google Resonance Main Fundraiser.
Well, go to Resonance FM.
Stuart Lee and Daniel Kitson.
Yeah, amazing lineup.
It is amazing.
I mean, it would be greater if you were on there too.
It would be, but I'm not on there because I do not believe in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Is that why they cut you out?
Could have been.
Well, you're just saying stuff, so you shouldn't spread misinformation.
It could be that. It could be that incident I had with the woman. It could be that I'm a mean eater. It could, you know something? I know this has never happened to you because you've never been Me Too'd, okay? That you've never been ostracized. Have you ever been ostracized, Lisa Moyle? By a peer group? Have women ever turned on you and said, we don't want you part of our clique? Or clique? Is it clique or clique?
I'm sure it's happened at school.
No, you would have remembered it. You've never had that happen because you keep your nose clean and you try to get along with people.
Is that a criticism?
Yes, it's a criticism.
Shall we say who's on the lineup for Reservoir?
Yeah.
It's Matthew Heighton.
Oh, yeah, he's very funny.
Rosie Holt.
Rosie Holt, she's
Stuart Lee.
Stuart Lee, yeah.
Anaya Magliano.
I can imagine some of those. I don't know
Shazia Mirza. Wasn't she on our show?
Yeah, she's been on. Viv managed her.
Oh yeah, is she the one who was in Matilda?
I don't know if she was.
Oh, am I confusing her with another woman who was on the show?
Somebody else. She's an actress.
Simon Munnery.
Oh, very.
Bilal Zafar.
I don't know who that is.
And the MC is Daniel Kitson. It's at UCL actually this year.
Oh, at UCL. Oh, I'd like to go to that. Those are the places you'd like to go to.
Yeah.
You know, like when the Bloomsbury Theater was like that.
That was nice. I liked the Bloomsbury Theater.
There's small theaters and you feel like you're going someplace, like the Barbican or whatever.
Let me see if there's any tickets left.
We're checking for tickets.
Yeah. We're booking now. It is the 19th of February, 7 p.m. Oh, it's sold out. Yeah. I'm not surprised. That's a pretty amazing lineup.
Okay, so I take back everything. So you can't see that, but you can come see Lewis Schaffer.
But you have another comedy option.
Which is?
Our fundraiser.
Our fundraiser, which is Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite. The information will be down below. It's only £10, and it's going to be entertaining. I don't know who's going to be there. I haven't gotten the main act.
There's you from...
yeah.
Is that us? 2 weeks until our Resonance FM comedy fundraiser. That's you.
That is me. Yeah, that's an old picture of me when I was super skinny and not healthy.
Why did you use that picture?
I don't know. I don't look that good in that picture, do I?
You look fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, there's lots of fundraising activities going on, which is great to see.
Okay, so what are we going to say? We're going to, is there anything else we need to do that's of importance? Forget about the stuff that I've actually written and prepared.
Okay.
I mean, the good news is that Nunhead, which is Peckham
Rye,
is getting a new travel lodge.
I did know that. Do you remember when we did the show with the guy? We were sitting in that cafe. It was actually a woman, I think. But we were sitting in a cafe, and there was all that work going on a few doors down.
Right,
someone said, that's going to be a travel lodge. And we were like,
yes,
what?
That's right.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's that. They've been working on it.
Yeah.
It's on Peckham High Street, right by the post office, or where the post office used to be. And now they moved the post office. And so it's, you know that Peckham was voted the 11th coolest neighborhood in Time Out Index.
That doesn't surprise me.
But that was 2019. I bet it's much higher now.
Yeah, I bet it is higher.
I should have checked when that information was. Okay, so that's been our show. Listen, everybody. Thanks for listening. That's basically what we're doing. Let's watch. No, they can't watch me on Headliners. But if you're in Hereford, you can go watch me at Speakeasy in Hereford.
Oh.
And on the 23rd, get your tickets. And what else?
Mostly give money to Resonance FM.
Give money to Resonance FM.
Go to the Ivy House on the 23rd. It's not just crazy people who go. Lots of lovely, lovely people go.
And not just people who like me. Is that what you're saying?
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's very balanced. We're very balanced. I'm not balanced.
No.
But you are, Lisa. And this is why you've actually fulfilled your promise.
Okay.
in this show. Remember when I pulled you in Peckham Park?
Yes, I do.
Come on my radio
You said,
program.
come tonight. You were nervous. It was your first one.
I was nervous, and I said, I need somebody who's nice. Even then, I knew what a horrible person
And
I
you
was.
said to stop me from saying terrible things. You wanted me to stop you from saying terrible things. Which were different things then, to be fair.
Right, which are different things. But I don't say terrible things now. And we've gotten no complaints on the radio. We got one.
Not recently.
No.
I mean, I think the only complaint was that you're not nice enough to me.
That was by another woman who's.
So that doesn't count.
That wasn't a stranger. No stranger. If you don't think I'm nice enough to Lisa Moyle, you're right in the comments below. Right? That was Angela said. Don't get up yet. We got to say goodbye. We got to press the buttons.
All right, press your button because
this has been our best show ever. What else? Make sure we say everything. Okay. See you next week, I guess. I hope.
hello.
Okay, we're done.